Thank you very much, everyone. The system is on now, so we can get started. Uh, okay. Normally, you've heard about me quite a lot. Induji did full my CV as if I was applying for a job somewhere. But I normally would like to know about you. But this is a big class. Even if I give you 1 minute each, that will take almost 2 hours. 77 registrations. So it's a little difficult. So we'll do it in different ways. I'll keep doing over next 3 days. Right. So those of you who are from pharmacy, raise your hand. No, I should do the other way around. Those who are not from pharmacy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Faculty at biochemistry. Good. And please keep your hands up. Those who are not from pharmacy. Okay. What are the area you are in? Biochemistry, which is not very far. Okay. Life sciences. Sorry? Management. Good. And you? What is your field?
So I'm a independent associate at CGC London.
CGC. Okay. All right. So most of you are from health sciences, which makes it easier. As I was preparing for these sessions, obviously you can pick examples from different areas, and I was not sure which one to go for. I'm from pharmacy and health science, so most of my thing is around health science. But it's good that there are not many, and those who are here, they're also from life sciences, so it makes it easier. Okay. Now, those who are faculty here, please raise your hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 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 Those who are doing masters. Okay. Those who are in first year PhD. 2. Second year PhD. 3, 4. Third year PhD. What are the others doing? Are you undergrads as well? Okay. Those who are undergrads. About half class. Perfect. So it's a very good mix. Very diverse, which will make it interesting. Okay. Who is tech savvy here? How would you rate your knowledge of using internet, phone, whatever? Can you call yourself tech savvy? Come on, yes or no? If you can classify yourself as, okay, if your grandma asked you, your dadi nani, if any of them asked, can you do this for me on internet? Can you do that? Yes. Okay, so you are tech savvy. All right. Again, there's a reason why I'm asking that question, because some of the exercises that we'll be doing, you would need to have knowledge of internet, knowledge of computers. So, okay. All right. What else I needed to know? Okay. So normally I would have liked to do this as a workshop where you would sit in small groups and do that. But the room setting doesn't allow us to do that. So something that I want you to consider, I'll tell you the assignment first, maybe the tutorial first, and maybe you can start thinking on those lines. So your tutorial is going to be, so the way we are going to run this entire session, I have a number of lectures which will cover different aspects of intellectual property, from introduction to technology transfer to commercializations to all different aspects, which will cover over next 3 days. On fourth day, Induji and another faculty would talk about financial side of it, modeling and all. So that's 4 days program. So first half of the day, every day would be lectures, 2 to 3 hours. It's supposed to be 2, but it's probably going to take 3. And then second half, I want to run it as tutorial, where I want you to do a small exercise. And that exercise is, you'll have to think of one innovation, something that does not exist as of now. Okay? Think of an innovation, and you will work on that innovation with me in this tutorial over next 4 days. I'll give you an example. I want to go to the moon. Okay? And this is a real life thing that has happened with me. I used to drive my son to a school every day when he used to go to school in Auckland, New Zealand. And with traffic and all, we used to sit quite a lot in the school, in the traffic. My son is a mechanical engineer now, and he was mechanical engineer from the day he was born. He was of that kind who would get a toy and break it apart in 30 seconds and then think about it, what's inside. He was never he never cared about how the vehicle works. He just was what is inside. Anyway, so he used to go to school, and we used to talk about. He used to say, "Dad, how can I skip traffic? What can I do to avoid it?" And obviously, I never had an answer. I would say, "Beta, keep sitting, listen to music, and we'll get there on time. I'll make sure you get there before school time." So during these discussions, we came up with an idea: what if we have a flying car? And this I'm talking of in terms of time frame, let's say 4 plus, about 10 years ago. So he's done engineering, he's working somewhere for a few years. So about 10 years ago, school time, 10th, 11th kind. And we came up with the idea that if we have a flying car, we should be able to push a button, fly up, get to the school, get down, no traffic, nothing. There might be traffic in the air, but no traffic on the road. Right? So that idea at that time was new, exciting. But these days, again, those who are tech savvy, you might have some Instagram stuff on robo-taxis, and China is playing out that you can sit in a drone and go somewhere. So it's becoming reality. So I've seen that happening in my own life, where we dream of something and then in 10 years' time, it has gone from an idea. 10 years ago, there was no flying vehicle. But these days we have, all the war in Russia and Ukraine, India, Pakistan, forget about Russia. All that war happened with drones this time, right? So that's an example of all that happening. So coming back to the topic, I want you to think of one innovation. You don't need to tell anyone, keep in your mind, think of an innovation. It can be based on an unmet need, anything that bothers you, something for which I wish there was a solution for it. I wish there was a robo who can make up my room. I would love to have a robo who can iron my clothes every morning. I don't want to do that. And in Australia, we have to do it ourselves. We don't pay someone to do it. We can't afford to pay because this person will charge more than the cost of the shirt to iron the shirt. So we don't pay anyone. So we do it every day ourselves. So I want to have someone who can do that for me. So that's my wish list. Okay? So I want you to think of one wish list item, and you will need to tell me that after lunch break. So when we come to tutorial, the way it's going to run, you will work on your wish list item over next 4 days. So we start thinking of, if we are going to file a patent, how I'm going to file patent for this invention. So you'll create a need, and you'll create a hypothetical solution. Okay? If I take my example, a robo which can iron my shirt. So I'll imagine somebody can design a robo which can iron a shirt. Okay? Now, our assignment would be, if there is a robo, a company is able to design that kind of robo, how would you go about translation part of it? How would you file a patent? How would you find an investor? How would you come up with a commercialization plan? How would you do all of that? Making sense? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Good. Okay, it may be confusing, but it'll get clear as we go forward. But I'm giving you some examples of what you can think of. Anyone can think of a quick example of what you are dreaming of? What's your unmet need? Anyone? You'll have to be speaking in this course. You cannot be sitting quiet. I cannot speak for 3 hours in a row. So I need a break. I want you to speak in that time. Okay, any examples? Okay, don't think of the solution, think of the problem. What are the problems that you have in your life that you want to be solved? Madam wants to listen what other people are thinking. Perfect, that's a good thing. If that's what you want, maybe that it will be quite dangerous.
Imagination of the run karo. This would be very dangerous.
Very
I also
dangerous.
realize that I take it back. I don't want to know what people are thinking.
You don't want to know, seriously, you don't want to know what others are thinking.
True, definitely not.
I don't want to think of, no, I have enough of my own issues. Why do I want to think of others?
Galat ho gaya.
Yeah.
But like you can run your imagination.
Yeah.
quite
So anyone with an example, come on, give me some idea. You should be more dreaming than me. Come on. Yes. Yeah.
Anywhere door.
What does that mean?
anything. Just open a door, I can reach there. It is not possible, I know.
No, no, it can be possible. Anywhere doors. She wants to create a door which you open. Say she wants to be in Paris. Open the door. She's in Paris. Okay, ambitious enough. Good. Why not?
Imaginary pen.
Imaginary pen.
I can write what is in our mind.
Okay, bright idea here. Imaginary pen. Whatever she's thinking, the pen should be right for her. Good one. On it. I'm not aware of anything like that, but that would be one part of it. Okay, anyone else? Okay, thinking. This is, as I said, this is an exercise. You will have to identify an assignment by end of lunchtime today, and that will become your assignment, and you will work on it. So pick up something which is exciting, which you can enjoy working. I mean, that's one thing I always tell my students, that you need to enjoy what you're doing. Otherwise, it's boring. You'll get sick of me very quickly, and you'll get sick of all this technical stuff. It's going to be boring. So we want to make it interesting. And you need to enjoy, learn that as part of this process. So pick up your idea. So what I'm going to do after lunch, I'm going to create small groups. We'll work out the numbers. I'm still thinking through that. How many? 4 or 5 of you. Then you will toy through your idea, all 4 or 5, whatever ideas you have. Pick one of those, and that will become something that you'll work on over next few days. Okay? I'll explain it a bit more as we go. But I want you to keep your thinking hat on, because think of the dream. I mean, think of the wish list. I wish somebody can do this for me. Or there was a gadget which can do this for me. Yes? Sorry. Yeah? Go.
That run without any electricity.
Okay, good one. A cooler or AC without electricity. Perfect. I don't know if it is possible, but yes, that's the fun of invention. All right. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll quickly run through some of my slides. So this session has 3 sets of slides. Have they got copies of slides? Induji, have they got copies of slides? No. Copies of slides?
Not yet.
Not.
Not.
Please, okay. Okay, so all of you will get whatever I show on the screen, you'll get a copy of that. All right? So you don't need to worry about jotting down everything or taking pictures. You'll get all copies as such. All right, so I'll start with my journey. I started, grew up in Delhi, did my pharmacy from College of Pharmacy. I'm from Ahmedabad, PhD NII. Finished PhD, went to US, Chicago, spent 3 years. Came back to India from Chicago, worked at Naipur, Mohali for 5 years. Then moved to New Zealand, which is that yellow thing at the bottom, University of Auckland, and then moved to Australia. Currently I'm in Adelaide for last 13 years. So my picture is very global, as you can see from the map. And during this time, I've done a lot of work with, in US, I was doing work with Brazil. In Australia, I do a lot of work with China. And of course, with a number of colleagues in India. So in India, I collaborate with Punjab University, Manipal, Hamdard, Nirma, Chitkara. We are starting to talk about collaboration. So we do a lot of partnership type thing. And I really enjoy internationalization. Every country, every culture brings something different which you want to have fun with. Okay, so my current team, I call it PIDG, and this is sort of a logo for us, which, as you can see, it covers everything from human studies to animal products. I have special interest in women healthcare, just because that's what I've done for a long time. This slide is about Adelaide. So in Adelaide, we have, I'm currently, so you might have heard of different names when I was introduced. University of South Australia, my name tag said Adelaide University. It's all confusing, but it's all real. The real is currently, as of today, I'm an employee of University of South Australia. But our university is merging with University of Adelaide, and we are becoming Adelaide University from 1st Jan 26, which is already happening. So it's a complete mess at our place. All our bosses have lost their jobs. Our vice chancellors are gone. My boss is gone. We are getting new, because both universities have vice chancellor. They said throw them out, gets a new vice chancellor. So a lot of mess is happening in that process. But I'm officially an employee of Adelaide University now. We are ranked 82nd globally, so we are in top 100 in the world. 5 of Australia's 15 Nobel laureates came from this university. How many Nobel laureates came from India? How many Nobel prizes have been won by Indians in India, not Indians outside? There are many. Come on, you'll fail in GQ, general knowledge test. Okay, something for you to check. Okay, but Adelaide, Australia has produced 15, out of which 5 came from this university. So we are very proud of what our university has done. Penicillin, Alexander think that penicillin was discovered in University of Adelaide, which introduced antibiotics to the world. 70,000 students, 7,000 industry thing. Adelaide is a small city. Our population is 15 million. No, sorry, 1.5 million. 15 lakh log hain. Chota sa desh. Chandigarh, how much is Chandigarh's population? Similar? So, yeah? 13. So, similar size as Chandigarh. But we are a lot more spread out. We are not as congested as Chandigarh is. Lot of R&D, discovery. Okay. And then we have some of these companies. So Australia and India are different in the sense that we have very little pharma industry. India is becoming world's pharmacy these days with all the manufacturing, everything happening here. But Australia has very few. Everything is imported. Our labor cost is too high. The minimum salary that is paid for somebody working at McDonald's in Australia is about $26 per hour, and $1 is 58 rupees. So if I call a gardener to work at my house, I have to pay him almost $50 per hour. That sort of gives you an idea of how expensive the country is. And that's why you can imagine, again, think from business point of view, it's cheaper for companies, for Pfizer, Glaxo to make the products in India and then supply to Australia than making in Australia. Right? So there's a lot of that happens there. So we have very few companies, very limited pool. Okay, so in my team we do end-to-end R&D. This is a blurb which I sell to industry when we talk to companies. Some of the research areas we work on: cancer, infectious diseases, neurology, vet medicine, biopharmaceuticals. Is this a loose thing? Okay, so I'll keep going, don't worry about the slides. We are a big supplier of clinical trial materials. In my research, my team is of two kinds. One is we work with industry. With industry, we solve difficult challenges. They don't come to us for simple things. They come to us when they can't solve in-house. And so with companies, basically, they pay us money for doing research. And that money, so in Australia, we don't get financial support from universities for research. They give my salary, but then I have to find money for hiring staff, paying PhD scholarships, all of those kind of things. And that we do through industrial funding. With industry, we have developed a lot of veterinary products, and we have supplied formulations for fish, horses, for dogs, for cows, dogs, pigs. These are projects done with pharma and veterinary pharma companies. And I'll be talking more of these in my examples. And we have also supplied some human clinical trial material. This is one of my success story, a gel called Fexi, which is currently available in US market as a prescription product. I was fortunate enough to develop it during my postdoc days in Chicago. And that formulation then went through several phases of clinical trials, licensed to a company, eventually approved by FDA in 22, and is currently sold in US as a prescription product. Now, again, something related to commercialization. This product is sold as a barrier contraceptive, which means a woman can use to protect herself from conception. It was doing very well, and then abortion laws got changed in America, and people started. So in US, in many states now, if a woman becomes pregnant for whatever reason, rape or even family situation with their partner, if they become pregnant, they cannot get abortion done. And as a result, most women have started using methods which are more foolproof, like IUD or pills. They are not using things like condoms or barrier contraceptives. And this product, where we spent 20 years on developing it, doing all of that, the sale plummeted like anything. Nobody in US wants to buy this product now because political changes in the situation of abortion. So this is an example of, a real example of how things can change in the commercial world very quickly. You may do something, you may dream whatever you want to dream. One thing comes up and it changes quickly. That can happen. Okay, I'll skip this one. This is my another success story. Has anyone worked on omeprazole here? Yeah? Anyone who is working on omeprazole? No? Omeprazole is a notorious drug. It breaks down with everything. You keep in the light, breaks down. Bring water to it, humidity, it breaks down. So it's a very unstable drug. We worked with a company called Loda Pharma, which is up here. And we have designed a long-acting injection for this drug. So current treatment is, they use it in horses 3 or 4 times a day. Imagine feeding a medicine to horse. Typical weight of horse is about 600 kg. They eat almost 50 kg of grass and hay every day. You feed them 20 milligram of omeprazole. That gets lost in 600 kg animal. You can't even find where it has gone, right? So the company wanted us to create a long-acting injection. We've created that injection, for which we have a US patent, and it's currently licensed to a company called DECRA, which is one of the world's top 10 multinational companies, and they are developing it further, scaling it up and getting it ready for commercialization. So again, in my examples, I'll be talking a bit more about how this product came up and what we have to do to protect the IP. This is just an exemplary list of our funding sources. We work with a lot of different organizations, a lot of different companies. Okay, this is one of my success story. Again, let me see if I can play it.
After more than 2 years of research, a long-awaited breakthrough.
I was very happy and excited. Currently,
Scientists from the University of South Australia have developed a long-acting injection to treat Parkinson's disease, which they hope could one day replace the need for multiple daily oral medications.
especially considering elderly patients, they have to remember each medication type. And even if they miss a single dose, they can't perform day-to-day activities normally.
Almost 50% patients don't take medicines as recommended by doctors, especially in chronic conditions.
The formula combines 2 commonly used medications to treat Parkinson's, levodopa and carbidopa, into a single dose.
What it does is one injection will be good for 1 week as compared to a patient taking 3 or 4 tablets every day.
Once injected under the skin, the formula is designed to slowly release over 7 days. The injection is yet to be clinically tested in humans, but researchers hope to begin animal trials in 6 months' time. A development which could help patients like Peter Willis, who was diagnosed a decade ago. He takes medications 4 times every day, but admits it's easy to forget.
Okay, so I think I can skip it here. So this is one of our success story which was on media recently. So kuch karo yaar. I think it was loose from there. Yeah. So this is Deepa. The girl you saw in the video is one of my PhD student. Her name is Deepa. She has developed a long-acting injection. We have filed a provisional patent on it, and we are also published a paper which was then picked up by ABC News, which is one of the national. It's like Doordarshan in India, in Australia. So they did this news story, and the story was then picked up by Fox News. It came on MSN. It is what you can find. You search Sanjay and levodopa, you'll find me. This news story will come up. It has gone all over the world. It's almost like viral in our field. What this change? What has this? How this has affected us is two things. One, I'm seeing a lot of mails coming from patients. My mom is suffering from Parkinson's and she doesn't remember to take medicine. Can I start this injection? Or I'm a patient of this and I can't do this. So I'm getting a lot of mails, almost 7 to 8 every day over last 3 months, including from India. But our product is only developed in the lab. We have not done human studies. So my answer is no, I cannot do anything for you. We are in the development phase. So that's one part. The second part is we are seeing a lot of interest from industry. So I'm talking to a Spanish company at the moment. I'm talking to a group from Canada who wants to donate money, somebody who is a patient. He wants to donate money to do research in this field, support research. I'm also talking to an Australian company. I think we are going to have problem of plenty, which is a good problem to have. We'll have multiple industrial partners who want to license it from us. So it's a good example of how sometimes a small thing can become a useful thing. Okay. Now the second bit, so maybe I should talk about this long-acting injection. So a little bit more. You are not going to get this set of slides. These are still confidential, but I'm sharing with this group on the assumption that you won't pass on, no pictures to be taken. Just to share with you where we are, because this is hot off the press. This work has just been done in our lab. It's still not, we have filed a patent. You can't steal it from me. So I have a protection covered there, but still it is confidential in terms of commercial sensitivity. So we were asked, as these companies are approaching us and donors are approaching us, we said, how do we, they said, can we create a pitch, something for them to look at what we have and what is to be invested and how it has to be done. So I'll run through a pitch that we have created. So this is empowering Parkinson's patients with weekly self-administered relief. We have to think of the words like weekly, self-administered. We haven't done a lot of this work. At this stage, if you ask me, I don't have an injection which a patient can inject by themselves. But we can develop that if somebody was investing into it. And that's the whole point of commercialization. Commercialization is not selling something when it is ready. It's about finding money to develop something. Right? Okay. So please, if you are not with me at any point, this might sound heavy, but raise your hand and I'll stop there. I don't have to run through all of my slides. There's no protocol here. It's my protocol, right? So I can decide what I want to do. Indoji has given me full flexibility how I want to run the show, so it's very easy for me to adjust timing and all. We can do that. So please be with me, try to enjoy, try to learn from it. And share. If you have any comments that I can learn from you, would love to hear from you as well. So ask questions. There's nothing like a silly question in this room. Okay, we won't laugh, promise. So just feel free to raise your hand, ask anything that comes to your mind. Okay, so our agenda, the problem, so this is just a pitch. Problem is understanding daily burden of Parkinson's patient face. Solution is long-acting delivery system. Market is growing. Development roadmap and our team. Current problem, 28 tablets required per week, 4 doses. Problem of missing doses, reducing quality of life. Another way of presenting the problem, patient has to remember taking pills at different times during the day. Solution, we have come up with a brand name, just our product. We have created it. My team has done this. Long-acting, so what does it offer? Offers revolutionary weekly freedom, weekly injection, symptom control, patient empowerment. You would see the words here, which a donor would buy. Patient empowerment. As I said, I'm talking to a Canadian donor who himself is a patient of Parkinson's. I'm telling him, support my research, invest in this injection, you will feel empowered. That you don't have to take 28 tablets in a week, you will have one injection. Are you following where it is going? It's targeting the customer. So in this case, my customer is that patient who has more money than what they need and they want to invest in research. Again, this is a new query. I don't know whether it will reach anywhere or not. Right? He heard our news somewhere. He sent me a note saying that I want to talk to you. I would like to donate money for this research. And we said, let's send you a pitch and see if you want to take it further. So, bit of technology highlights, long release profile for over a week's time. Then we have put up some of our media highlights wherever it has. This was in Fox News in US, and this barcode does provide a lot of other media stories where it has come out. And then I've added some voices from the patients community. The emails that I'm getting from patients, I've put a copy of those here, that this is what patients are saying. So I'll read one for you. My mother has suffered for over 20 years. I've seen her suffer greatly from this terrible disease. If you can help in any way, let me know so I can contribute my part in your effort to relieve humanity of this. Somebody from South America. These are all real. These are not made up. I have copies of those email communications if somebody questions me. आप ये खड़े हो जाओ जी, हाँ कुर्सी लेके बैठ जाओ. ओके. आज का लंच यही है, हमारे साथ ही आज आपका लंच. Okay. Market validation. So some numbers around what is the current Parkinson's patients, what is projected to, how many die from chronic thing, estimated cost of managing these. Market opportunity, then we have given some numbers, estimated sizes, levodopa, how big is the market, some numbers to those. Competitive positioning, cost validation, current pills, advanced options. So we are comparing with existing product. So this product is already out in the market. This is, it's quite interesting how this project came up to, how did we came up with this idea. So in my I teach in pharmacy third year course in my university, and we do an assignment in pharmaceutics course. So the assignment is, and those you may find it interesting. The assignment is that each student has to pick up one novel delivery system, similar to what I'm talking of innovation, same thing. You pick up one novel delivery system, we give them a template that you have to collect information on this product under different headings. What's the technology? Who has developed it? What are the excipients? What's the rationale for developing it? Then we go into patents, who holds the patents for it. Then we go into market, which countries it is marketed, what's the market size, what's the market. We look at, it was approved as a patented drug and then patent got expired, now it's available generic, and how the sales have dropped, so they look at those kind of data. Then we look at pharmacy related information. If a pharmacist is dispensing this product, what all they will have to inform the patient. Transdermal patch, you cannot cut the patch into two parts. That's what a pharmacist has to tell. So our education is very pharmacy oriented, not industry oriented in Australia. So everything that we do in pharmaceutics has to end up with patients. So we do quite strongly on that front. So this particular product, one student did, and this student had to work on this assignment throughout semester. In the end of the semester, they had to submit a report in our defined format, and they had to do a presentation. So this Abbey's Duodopa system is a product which is like a bag which sticks out, and it's connected to direct IV intraperitoneal injection, and the bag has to be sticking out in patient's body. And this is the only combination product out in the market as of now for these two drugs. So this student, third year student, presented this idea in this assignment. I was there listening to it and I said, this is ridiculous. If I'm a patient, I would hate hanging a bag around me. Can we not simplify it? Can we not make a simple injection? And then I had a PhD student, I said, let's work on this product. That's how this idea came up, and hopefully one day it will become a product in the market. IP position, we have filed a provisional patent on it, and then we are currently looking at commercialization approaches. And then to this donor, we have told them what is phase 1, preclinical PK, some of this work. Second year, if you give us money, we can do tox studies, data package, first in human trial. That's the kind of money required, and phase 3 is beyond that. And there's a picture of our team now on this. I think it's, if I come closer here, it starts playing up. I should stay away from it. Okay. Then we talk about our team. We talk about some of the university blurb. Why should they invest in us? So we have to establish our credibility. Some of that is there. And then this is the final slide, from 28 pills to 1 injection. This is how you can help us with. So this is a pitch which we have created. It's very recent, has been sent to only few companies and few donors. Give me some feedback. What do you think of this pitch? Yes? Simple yet loud. I like it. I like it. Good, thank you. That's what we wanted to, that's exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to keep it very simple, but at the same time, it should touch somebody's heart. Business doesn't happen without heart. You know, it has, anything we do has to reach here. We tend to think from here, but if it doesn't hit here, it doesn't work. So that's what we tried doing here. So thank you. That's a good feedback.
Simple because their background is white.
Yeah.
Neat words, not very congested.
Yeah.
That's why I said simple.
Good. Okay. Thank you. Any other feedback? But you're right. Our first version that my team designed was loaded with big slides and heavy stuff, and I said, no, this is not. Who has time to read this? Nobody's going to look at it. We lose them in the first slide. So we try to simplify it.
I'm wondering about the injectable part. Some home can inject it, or you will be requiring the health professional.
Okay.
That is going to be.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I'll repeat the question because you can't hear it in the back. So her question is, she's asking about administration part. We are wanting it to be self-administrable, but is it ready for that stage?
Patient of Parkinson's cannot administer this.
Patients do inject insulin all the time. When they can do insulin, they can do levodopa.
But
No, Parkinson's वाला नहीं कर पाएगा. This would be
Possibly, you're right. Parkinson's वाला नहीं कर पाएगा तो केयर करेगा उसका फिर. घर में करेगा.
but subcutaneous होगा फिर ये.
Yes. So we have not reached there as yet. Okay, and that's again, if you have everything ready, then you won't need this pitch, right? Then you'll be selling the product. But we are not there as yet. And this is the entire part of discussion over the next 5 days. How do you bring an innovation from something from very early stages to a market ready form? Okay. So I don't have answer to some of your questions. I don't have a product which a patient can self-administer. We have not done that. And that's why we are saying, give us this money. If I have this money, that's what I intend to do with that money. So the pitch is about generating funding. And I have to make him believe, the donor or company believe, that yes, if you give us money, we'll be able to do it. No guarantees. You know how it works in research. We can claim anything, but in the end, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So when we sign contracts with right in the bottom, we are going to make our best effort, but it may not materialize. Right? Okay. Any other question? Any other thought on the feedback?
Price comparison between, like what is the price when the patient is consuming the tablets, and what will be the price of this injection, like a tentative price?
Okay, very good question. The question is, what's the price point? Currently, if patient is taking 28 tablets versus if they have to do this injection, how much would it cost? I have no idea. We have not done that exercise as yet. Again, if somebody gives me 150,000 Australian dollar, I'll do that exercise.
So we are basically pitching on the quality of life of the patient.
We are pitching quality of life. That's the, yes. So, it's a very good question. I should know the answer, but I don't know at this stage. And that's again part of our journey. This is, it's developing something to helping someone and market ready and making money for you is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You can't do it in one day. Right? So you have all these questions for which you may or may not have the answer, and then you still have to convince for somebody to invest in your idea. Right, you were saying something?
Yeah, how do you reach to these numbers, 150,000, 250,000?
Okay, so I'll repeat the question again. How did I come to these numbers? So these are our internal assessment, which is basically for me to think of, we did think through. We have not given details in the pitch. What will it take to do end-to-end pharmaceutical development PK? So this is, it's like the way we come up with a budget for working with a company. So my target is end of first year. Actually, the final target is end of second year. Second year, we should have a product which can go to phase 1 clinical trial. Then we have to work backward to take something to phase 1 clinical trial. What all I'll have to have good formulation. I'll have to sort out question about dosing, route of administration. I'll have to do PK study in multiple animals. These are both existing drugs. These are not new compounds. So talks would be limited. It won't be full-scale tox studies. So we have to do all of that. And then these are the costs that will take for me to be able to do that, which will basically mean I'll have to hire a postdoc or a staff to work out these costs. I'm not asking my salary in this cost. It's or no profit here. It's all about covering the cost of achieving that. And these are approximation again. Those of us who work with industry, you know how approximate those numbers are. You think that I can do it in 3 months' time, it takes 6 months. What do? You take chances. You try to get the maximum money out and then save whatever you can save out of it. Okay, anything else on the pitch? Give me some feedback. This is what you are here to learn. I'm giving a real example. Yes?
So my question is that, like in Parkinson's disease, the patient start losing memory, then what's the point of making an self-administrator drug? Like he is not going to remember that at what time he wants to take that.
That's why you need this injection. So his question is, in Parkinson's, patients tend to forget. My mom has been on sleep medications for many years, and she takes sleep medicines. She takes a cocktail, and then if she doesn't sleep for half an hour, she forgets that she has taken medicines. So she takes the second pack, and next morning she wakes up like a zombie, sleeping half of the next day because she took double dose of everything. It's because she can't remember that she has taken medicine. Have you seen any patient of these mental health thing? They would eat food and they won't remember that they've taken food. And they will shout, "You didn't give me food, I'm hungry." But they won't remember that you had food half an hour ago. So that's part of the problem. That's why they need this injection. So one injection given will solve that. Ideally, I should have an injection which works for a month or even longer. But the dose of these drugs is quite high. There is a limit on how much you can inject. So we are aiming for once a week. The question about patient can't self-administer, but then these patients are under somebody's care. Their family member, their nurse, doctor, somebody is looking after them. And this carer can remember every Sunday, 4 o'clock, one injection is to be given. Done. Right? Now, you as an investor may not agree to this protocol. You may say, my granddad would be happy taking tablets. I want to don't inject them. That's fine. That's your choice. But I have patients who are asking for it, and I did show you some examples. These are real patients who are asking that we need this product. Okay. Any other feedback? Yes. I'll come to you. Side effects?
Normally the medicine for Parkinson are carbidopa and metadata, and side
Nothing. There's nothing unique in the drug. I'm not changing the drug. So the question, just one sec, just let me answer that. Let me just answer. Okay. So the question is, what about side effects? In this case, we are not changing the drug. Levodopa or carbidopa are first-line drugs for Parkinson's, already used, right? All we are doing is a different delivery system. Now, a different delivery system, the difference is, you understand pharmacokinetics of daily 4 tablets a day? Do you have a chalk, pen, something? So if a patient is taking 4 tablets, you will have this profile, right? That's what will happen. If somebody takes my injection, they will have this profile. Okay? Now, in this case, nothing is changing for the drug. Side effects will still be there. You will not have peaks and troughs. So if there's a side effect because of peak, you may not get that with injection. But if there's all other side effects will be there, because I'm not changing drug at all. But what I'm changing is, if a patient who is on these medications, if he forgets 1 tablet, then he doesn't get this, right? Then this concentration goes down here, almost to 0, right? So they will come here. If you skip this out, they will come here and the concentration will come to 0. They will have problems because of not having drug in their body, right? Which will not happen with my formulation, right? Yes, sir.
Therapeutic window safe.
We are working on that. Kinetics has to be.
Parkinson's is more about the nose disorder, it's a trembling and trembling of hand muscles like that. And Alzheimer's is the one which it creates that forgetfulness, I think. But in people before the diseases, if the Parkinson's goes between the development, you may experience some loss of memory like that. But this is more about the nose problem.
This question is a little difficult one for me to answer. He's questioning my reasoning that we are developing this for Parkinson's, which may be true. I won't question that. But again, you need long-acting technology for Alzheimer's, for dementia, for Parkinson's.
They are integrated at a higher scale.
And what I'm selling here is a platform technology. This is just an example of that. So I'm selling a platform technology which I can apply for a lot of different diseases, lot of different conditions, not just Parkinson's.
And one thing I have to
Go ahead.
so I may be sounding a bit stupid. My mind was just wanting that your previous question regarding speak out anything which comes in your mind as a
Yes.
innovation.
Yeah?
So because we are talking about pharmacology and all, this fictional drug known as cortexopan, which improves the
Sorry, can we park that? Can we just save that question? We'll come back. We'll come back. You had something.
So this pitch that you have taken, is it specifically for the clinical
Okay, so the question that, please be with me. Question he has asked is, the pitch that I prepared, is it specifically for Canadian donor or is it for everyone? I'll give you my answer. You may do it differently. All of these things take a lot of efforts. And when you are trying to create a project and do it, it's very demanding, right? And in that process, you want to maximize your output for less effort. Minimum effort, more output, right? So what we have done here is we have made a template, which was the most difficult part, deciding on what's the right page. This has been designed for Canadian donor. There is less of industry side into it, there's more of patient side for a donor. But if I'm designing it for a company, I probably will keep 80% of it. I might add more of commercial side to it.
I am an industrialist and I am funding. I would want to know how much I would be able to fund.
Yes. So it's there to some extent. Let me see. Some of it is there, how much money you can make if you are industrialist. But I'll probably will add couple of more slides, more details about technology and market and how much it would replace, and delete some of the patient-oriented slides. Industry probably won't care about this slide. They won't care about it. Yeah. So her question about price comparison, if I'm going to a company, I would put those in that this is what you will be able to sell it for. This is how much you can make on each product. Compared to other long-acting injections, how much they sell for. I'll have to do some more homework on that area and then put those in here. You're absolutely right. Yes. What about the dose? Okay. So the dose question is a difficult one again. One of our big dilemma, I have several research projects where we're trying to do something similar, and it's a big question as to how do we figure out dose in those cases. We have a colleague who's into pharmacometrics. He's helping us in modeling. So we are looking at what are the typical blood concentrations, plasma levels, how long are they maintained with typical IV doses, and then trying to use that data. In this question was that will it be in therapeutic window? And that's what we are making sure that yes, it sticks within this range we should be able to achieve. Now, all that we are doing is very hypothetical. It's based on theory, modeling. Modeling is all based on assumptions which can be completely wrong. We won't know that unless we try into animals and human. That's why you need animal studies. That's why you need human studies. The chances of possible, you will have dose reduction even here. First of all, oral tablets versus IV, you would need less drug, right? Bioavailability would come into the picture. Second, you won't have these peaks and troughs, so dose here would be less than, my assumption is what you need for 28 pills, you probably can manage with 15 of those. But we won't know unless we try in animals and human. Okay, any other thought on the page? I know there are a lot of technological questions. I'm glad nobody's asking about technology, how we are doing it, because I'm not going to tell you that. Pharmacology, you can ask me anything. I don't know the answer, so it's easy for me to say I don't know the answer. Pharmaceutics, I know the answers, which I'm not sharing. But this is not about technology, it's about pitch. In this session, it's about the pitch. So, any other feedback, any other thought that you have on the page? This is one big part of tutorial which you're already covering, so we'll save time there. So I can afford more time here. Yes? Challenges in preclinical studies, we haven't done any preclinical study as of now. That's why I'm asking money for. All we have done is a PhD student who has designed a formulation, done release studies, done some modeling, and we are starting to shout. Very early stage. It's not a product. It's not. We have not tested even in rats as of now. Rat study is happening as we are talking, but I don't have data to show that it works in rats and mouse. So it's an early stage concept.
You said like 28 tablets for one injection. So like those 28 tablets, the scientific value. So like 8 injection में like वो थोड़ा
मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएंगे ऐसा नहीं होगा जी बिल्कुल भी ऐसे कैसे हो जाएगा no so the question is you are giving dose drug which is worth 28 tablets in one injection which that can happen only if all the drug is released at one go, and that's part of technology. We have to have it full proof that it's a slow release. You remember this plot here, this line here? What you are saying is, what if all the drug is dumped in one go? It goes up like here. What if it goes like this? And that's where technology has to play its part. We cannot have a delivery system which will dump all the drug in one go. Otherwise, it will be a disaster. Patients will die. I can't afford that to happen. My business will struggle, right? So you have to have foolproof technology which releases over a period of time. Okay? Keep thinking. Now you're starting to think and starting to talk. That's what I want. Keep thinking. As I said, there's no silly question in this room. I don't know the answer to half of the questions that you are asking, but they are helping me to think of, like he asked the question, how would you help prepare a pitch for industry? I'm already thinking, because when I go back, I have to make a pitch to a Spanish company who is talking to us. I have to send them a copy of the pitch. And in answering him today, I've already thought of what I'm going to add, what slides I'm going to change here. So it's a learning exercise. That's how we learn with each other. Okay? So keep sharing, keep talking. Don't feel shy, please. I'm encouraging you to speak up. And as I said, I don't have to run through my slides at all. Even if I don't use any slide, they'll be fine. They don't care. Okay? The point is that you should get the message. What will it take to create a pitch for your innovation? Now you have to think in line of the idea that you are thinking of. Your dream wish list. You have to think of how I'm going to sell it for somebody to buy it from you. That's part of this exercise. Okay. All right. Induji, so it's almost 12:53. What do you want me to do? Keep going? Okay,
so
good.
if you think we can do something in another half an hour, then let's do that 1:30 better.
Okay, let's do one thing. We'll do one more session, a quick one. I want you to take 5 minutes break. 5 minutes means 5 minutes. Stand up, stretch, go, have some water, come back. We start in 5 minutes. We're done for another half an hour, 40 minutes. Then we'll break for lunch. All right? Go for it.